Okay. Hello and welcome to Shitcoin Talk episode 76. I'm your host for today, Ambroid. Let me introduce my co-hosts here. Uh, you can do your own introductions, guys. Let's start with Rent Rocker.
Hey, Ambroid. Thanks for having me back on. Real happy to be here today and talk about my bags and your bags, everybody's bags, because the bags are getting to be heavy in anticipation of alt season. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm going to pass it over to Chamber.
Hey everybody, I'm just here so Ambroid can scare me out of my positions so he can buy it and go to the moon. So yeah, nice to be here.
Are we not live? Fuck's sake. Did I fuck it
Yeah, I don't
up?
think we
I
are.
fucked it
Yeah,
up!
we are.
Are we
God
not?
damn!
No.
I think I fucked it up. Wait.
I never know how to work these
I
things.
changed this shit. It should be live. Uh, no. It should be live, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking on the feed.
Yeah, I'm
Is
watching
it-
the video as well. It says live in 8 hours, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Right. I think we had the same headache last time. Dom tried to do a live one, so let's try and figure it out. It can't be that difficult.
Monetization. Oh! That's because it's. There we go.
Hello.
There we go. Wait a sec.
I think it usually says live on the screen.
No, the thing is, I had it on private.
Oh, okay.
I had the stream on private. Let me refresh. What's the link now? YouTube's a fucking mess since they changed, like since Hangout's live doesn't exist anymore. It's just confusing as hell. So this is correct. Stream health, good. Episode 76, live in 8 hours still. Why? Let me just start a new one. Can I turn this off? End it. Hello, we good. Okay, looks like we're live. Are we live?
No, are we live?
I'm checking right now.
I
Still
see
says live in 8 hours.
I see like 2 people in chat saying we're live. Concurrent viewers 11. But the old link is fucked.
Okay, there's another one. Yeah, there is
The
one.
old
Hello.
link is fucked. Yes!
Oh, yeah, it's working. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
let me
Old
tweet
link.
the new link because it's impossible not to fuck up a Shitcoin Talk new episode link. Shitcoin Talk live now. Okay, guys, this is your host Ambroid. You guys, you can do your introductions. Rent Trucker, start for me, buddy, while I tweet out the link.
Awesome. Hey, I'll say this again. I'm Renter Rocker. I trade shitcoins, and I don't know what to say now except buy my bags because they're getting heavy, and I can't keep carrying them by myself. I need help. So, Chamber.
Yeah, I'm just I'm here to try to pick up as many tips as possible and listen to Ambroid's financial advice on Twitter.
Good.
And wait, you sold me your bags, right?
Yeah, I definitely sold you my algo bag this weekend or early this week. So you're welcome. I guess is what I have to say there.
Thank you.
We've
thank
both
you.
made money. It's all
Yep.
good.
So, need a coin, buddy?
Hello. Not much to say. What's up, guys? Need a coin here. just gonna talk about some shit coins. These guys made me stop doing my puzzle to be here, so I had no choice. Obligation.
How many pieces was that puzzle?
1,000-piece puzzle.
Ooh, 4 digits.
The big leagues. The big leagues.
And what's the puzzle of?
Just like mountain scenery.
Come on, dude, that's boring. Should be some naked robo chick.
No, bro. Come on now. I'm married, man. It's got to be beautiful scenery or an animal.
Alright, go Digi, mate.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Just kind of same old. Nice to catch up with friends. Hope everyone enjoys the show.
Alright, so we got a coin list requested by a few fans of ours. A lot of repeated stuff. Let me just name it. Algorand, Tezos, Chainlink, Matic, Ethland, UBT, Zilliqa, Steam, Zero, Bismuth, Power, Wonero. So anything you guys would like to start with? I know we were talking about Algo pre-stream.
Yeah.
Alright. I mean, that's exciting for everyone. Every fucking crypto Twitter person and their mother talks about it lately for some reason.
Yes, please. Well, this is the next Tezos. That's what everyone's saying, right?
Looks like it. At least that's what you.
I saw a chart. I don't know if you posted that, or maybe it was Nick who posted it, but somebody posted a chart showing Tezos superimposed on Algo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's kicking around anywhere, but
yeah, I'm not gonna go around and search for it on stream right now. Let me just pull up the chart real quick. So this is the daily chart against dollar. That's what I chart myself. A lot of people charted against Bitcoin. I fudded a bunch of people last week because Algo has this release schedule of the staked token every 6 months, and the first batch got unlocked on the 1st of March. But if you withdraw the staked coins, that means you are not eligible for any of the other staked rewards. So this is like the forced hodl. So now it seems like not many people elected to dump their tokens in the end. Yeah, so I just bought back like yesterday since we didn't dump at all. I'm back in, waiting for June. Anyone else who is in, other than Chamber, who I shook out?
Yeah, you definitely shook me out.
yeah, I'm in this, and the reason I've been in and out of it, and the reason that I bought back into it was it just didn't dump as hard as everything else did. Really, that's like the extent of my technical analysis, and I've spent a lot of time kind of watching the social media on it and read about it, and just from those things, it seems pretty bullish. And there's that whole it's the next Tezos thing. I don't know if it is or not, but if enough people believe it is, it is. But anybody else know anything interesting fundamentally about this coin that?
I mean, all I'm looking towards is June. I just want to hold this for these couple months, see where it goes. I'm targeting something around $2, just because that's the just because they're doing that stupid buyback at $2.40.
Yeah, now that's an interesting fact that's kind of been in the back of my mind, and this wasn't really on my radar until I found out about that. Maybe you could just elaborate on that a little bit for people that maybe don't know.
I mean, it's complicated. The Algorand Foundation said they are gonna do a buyback of tokens at $2.40, but you're only eligible for the buyback if you were one of the original auction buyers. So if you are the type of guy who bought somewhere, like say in October or something, you're not eligible for this buyback. You have to be like one of the original buyers. I'm not exactly sure how it works if you sold since then and now you bought back, you know? Because if you did, that's a monster freaking trade. But the speculation is that someone is gonna drive the price towards those $2, so it's kind of priced in market versus this buyback. So I mean, similar to, do you remember when Salt Lending was buying back their tokens on the platform at like $25 a piece?
No, I don't remember that.
Nidacoin, maybe you remember it. That was complete bullshit. So that was like the top of the altcoin bubble in 2018, where Salt was trading at $12 or something, and if you had a registered and verified account there, you could just sell it to Salt Lending at $25 a piece. Like, this was very limited, but a lot of people made a shitload of money, and everyone was thinking you could. Well, the price should be driven towards those $25, but it never reached them, of course. So I'm thinking any kind of frothing market on algo is interesting for me to exit. It doesn't have to be anywhere near those 240. That's my thoughts on it.
There's the talk of Facebook. I don't know if you saw, I tweeted about that last night, but the talk of Facebook had looked into algo as being one of the cryptos that they were thinking of considering supporting. That was before they said they weren't going to do Libra, which I guess that news just came out. So a couple of weeks ago, they were looking at algo.
So is that like, which coin was it? Got a freaking partnership with Google by using their cloud? That was recent.
Was that recent? I don't know which one that is.
No, that was it was funny as fuck, because which one was it, for fuck's sake? Clayton? Let me pull up my Twitter, because I tweeted about it. And it's one of my pictures. Does nobody remember which coin it was? Hedera, really, right? Hedera. Hashgraph. Yeah. So there was this little Google Cloud post which said that Hedera is now using the Google Cloud for all their needs. And Google also became part of the Hedera Council, so they either bought 500,000 tokens or they got a bag, like airdrop on them, but like that was the extent of it. So Hedera pumped like crazy based on that piece of stupid news. So yeah, this was, yeah, of course this entire thing was the reaction to that, and before that you had this huge buyout which we had no idea why happened, but there we go. I mean, come on, man.
That's a monster move.
Yes. I mean, it looks like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like old school, man.
That's old school as fuck.
It is. So is that what
Yeah, that's a 5x right there. Yeah, so there was this accumulation. Nobody knew really why here or something. That was like at 12x from the private pre-sales. Then this uptrend over here. Nobody knew why, and then the Google news came out. So yeah, classic moves.
I'm sorry, how much was that? That was, did you say 5x?
Yes.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's from a cent to 7 cents even, like from the bottom to top. Yeah, 7x, casual 7x.
No big deal.
Yeah, based on the fact that you're using Google Cloud. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Crazy.
So what else do we have on our list?
Well, let's at least, okay, since you shook me out of Algo, I put it all into like Zilliqa. So maybe we could check that one out. I think that was on the list.
Well, yeah, we had a bunch of.
Let's see how bad my decision was. I think I picked it up at 68 sats.
68. Oh baby, holy shit! This is one of those charts, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like those charts.
You do? I mean, this is garbage.
Oh, yeah, dude. I like those charts where it's 0.
I mean, something has to be so fundamentally wrong with the token for it to dump this much. You know what I mean?
You mean like the whole altcoin market going to shit for a year?
No, I mean, the good coins dumped minus 80%. The bad coins dumped minus 97%. You know what I mean?
I think this was in that range. I think this one dumped 95 or 96.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen right now. It's minus 97. Yeah. That's why I said the number.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a really good guess.
Yeah, not as bad as my deep brain chain bag.
Oh god!
I actually made quite an amount on DBC.
Oh god.
So why Zilliqa?
It looked ready to go. I don't know. I think it's tight. It's tight. It's coiling up on us. I think it could move. It's one of those Binance coins that could move. There's some upside to it, I think, but we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm in at 68 sats on this one. I don't know where we are now. Maybe what, 70, 69?
69, 70. Yeah. So still sitting in this range.
Yeah.
I mean, like from my point of view, this is weird because it's got like this range it's been kind of defying from time to time, faked out above it.
Right.
And the USD, it's even more visible. Was more respected on USD, and just got violated. And we're back in it. I mean, I don't know. This is not exciting to me. So, no fundamental news, no nothing.
I don't have.
I'll
any.
hit you with some stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
Go ahead, dude. Yes,
yeah,
please.
I got involved in this coin too. I was fucking around. So, excuse me. Yeah, so I recently got into this coin too. They got an exchange on the way. It's supposed to come sometime this quarter. I doubt it, but it'll probably make it next quarter. They're the first like compliant like Asian STD platform. So
STD?
Come on, STO. But they're all the same.
Skipping the bushes?
Yes. They're the first compliant STO platform. I saw the other day, like the 28th, 29th, somewhere in that range, end of February. There was like a nice big market buy, a lot of dumps, and then it was basically just one buy. I think they bought up like 7 or 8 million coins in one swoop. I don't know. I think it's a good one. They do have like hype news kind of coming down the line. I don't know if it's gonna like amount to anything, but obviously this is where I like to fill positions. So
down here in the dumpsters, I get it.
In the dumpster. That's where I live.
Sometimes you find a sandwich in the dumpster. You know what I mean? A nice untouched BLT.
You got to go through a lot of shit to get one, though.
You sure do. I got a lot of shit. I'm just looking for one nice piece of garbage.
I mean, come on, man. Like, what the hell happened here? This is why I requested Coinigy to change the log scale, because it just breaks the chart. Uh,
Yeah.
on the one hand, I kind of love these charts that were in the thousands of satoshis and are now just broken because they're in double digits. It's funny as fuck to see, like how far something can fall. What's the market cap on this thing?
It is. It is maybe 60 million, I want to say, something like that.
That's way too big still, isn't it?
Yeah, 61, maybe. 1 sec.
That scares me a little.
Yeah, it's a top 100 coin.
I mean, so it fell from thousands of sats to here, and it's still a top 100 coin.
Yep.
What was
So you're
frickin'
saying there's a chance?
No, I'm saying what the fuck was that inflation on it? Like on top of the price depreciation, you probably had a bunch of freaking inflation as well for it to stay up there in terms of market cap. And this is saying not. I know nothing about the fundamentals of the coin.
You know, I have actually been seeing a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, though. So that,
So is that good or bad?
well, it means that either people are excited about it or people are trying to unload it. And usually it's a combination of both. So it just depends, you know, who's going to win.
Mm-hmm. So is it good or bad? Yes. Got it.
Both.
Hey, listen, man, I'm
It's
Mr. Gray. Let Coin tell you.
well, I don't really want to say either. Like I did a little bit of research on it. You know, I gave it a three out of 5. When I jotted it down, that was enough for me to want to accumulate a position. Everybody knows I'm willing to hold something to 0, so I don't give a fuck. But you know, I wouldn't mind it going to like 690 satoshis and taking a 10x. But I'm gonna hold this thing. I have like no plans of getting rid of it anytime soon. Maybe come back to it like the end of 2020, middle of 2021, and come back and see where it's at.
Yeah, like hitting this range. Like if I were targeting anything, it would be like this range over here. We had a lot of action in there.
That would be an epic game.
Yeah, so that's like something like a 7x, yeah, something like 5x from here. That's a lot of work to get there, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those weird coins that's like traded on all those exchanges you've never heard of before. Probably all fake volume and everything, and then Binance basically. So, it's doing relatively good volume. It's got enough volume that if you like really get scared and you feel like you're gonna poop your pants a little bit, you can always relieve your bag. So,
I mean, it's a low sat coin as well, right now, and those usually have these giant freaking buy walls and sell walls. Is that a thing there?
yeah. It was kind of like what I said earlier. It was like more or less just like sell, sell, sell. Someone comes along, buys
Yeah.
up the $7-8 million wall, and then there's no wall again, and then sell, 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 and then let's do it all over again, right?
Mm.
So it's been actually quite consistent when it
Yeah,
comes to
this
that.
has got a lot of liquidity. I don't know, man. This doesn't excite me too much. Like when it breaks out from here, over here, I want to close above the 90 sats, and then my target would be over here, this next resistance, and a stop if we fall back into the range. Something like this.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely like more your style, right? So it really comes down to like how you play the game. For me, like who knows if when it hit 90 satoshis if I would even be around to see it, right? So I just rather get my bag now, accumulate while I can. Every time it dumps another 15%, I'll add 5 times. Try and get 1 full percent of my bag, right? So you know, if we end up seeing anywhere around 30 or 40 Satoshis, I'll have a full bag. But if not, I'm very content with riding what I have, right? But if you're trading it, yeah, there's definitely, you could probably watch it and look for breakouts and stuff like that. But as a holder, I'd just rather get it, put it away, forget about it, move on, right?
Yep. So, what next? Something on the list that excites you guys? Everyone and their mother wants to talk about Chainlink.
Oh, for God's sake. Just do it.
Shit just doesn't stop going up.
It's
Yeah, that means
interesting.
it's time to get out.
That means it's been time to get out for like a year.
Yeah, I think somewhere around like $2, $3. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, so this is... I don't really touch this coin. I just don't see the trades in it. It's just too volatile for my tastes. It just makes these lower lows repeatedly and then just decides to rip face again. Like this is the only chart that I've got saved that worked on it, but I haven't really touched this coin ever. So I'm just observing it and it's insane freaking moves.
I think Loomdart put me on this coin at like $1 or some shit like that. It was really low. It was like maybe even less than that. So shout out Loomdart for doing stuff. But yeah, no, like right here, this is the exact opposite of something I like to touch, right? This has, as a holder, this has very little interest to me. I don't need a bag at $5, but yeah, I kind of wish I wouldn't exited my position when I did, though. Like,
Okay, what the hell is this? So this is interesting. It's tackling this resistance again. So this is something like until it breaks, you want to short it. But I wouldn't touch this coin. It's just a freaking mess.
It doesn't seem to act like a typical shitcoin.
No. That's because it's the new Bitcoin, yeah?
Maybe that's the reason. That's a good point.
Like, if you're aggressive, you would have shorted this over here even. But then you get fucked anyways. So...
Mm-hmm.
This would be something that I would have sold a long time ago, and I would have bought it. Like, there's no way I would buy it at the market capitalization, and especially considering that.
Why not? I mean, it's going up. Like, against USD, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to buy.
Oh,
Like,
me,
it's making new highs.
I get
You want
scared
to
of
buy
things when they
something
go
that
up too
makes
much.
new highs.
yeah, being ranked like the 11th coin just doesn't really interest me. Once it starts getting in those top coins, the real scammy ones, and then you gotta take a step back.
I mean, come on, man. It's supposed to be one of the top 3 coins, so a long way till there.
I like when it comes down to that kind of stuff nowadays. It's like doesn't really even matter. Like you look at what is on the top, it definitely doesn't mean the best coins in crypto.
No, absolutely not. I mean, so let's talk. Like, why are they at the top, and why are they sticking around there?
I can't believe BSV is still up there. Really, like. It's absolutely amazing to me, but I don't know. Yeah, really, like the whole top list doesn't really flatter me too much. Maybe BNB I'd fuck around with some Ethereum, but outside of that, nah.
Yeah. So for me, this is like the logic behind why everything is sticking up here is that all these coins have all the exchange listings.
Yeah, that's why.
Therefore, they have a liquidity premium.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah, that's
outlier again
totally-
there is Bitcoin SV. It doesn't have Binance. It doesn't have like a bunch of these big exchanges.
Well, and they all have big crypto personalities and big crypto money behind them. So if you were in crypto from the beginning, you made a bunch of money, or if you've, you know, split off of one of the first chains relatively early, like some people did, then you know, you've got the money to be able to hold one of these coins in the top spot.
Right.
Just,
Yeah,
just
they probably inherited a shitload of them during some of those forks. You know what I mean? Like that's some of those, that Bitcoin Cash BSV stuff. It's got to be plentiful for a lot of people.
Yeah, and the first Bitcoin Cash pumps were epic. I mean, you can't even see them because of the name change, but you can't see, if you look back, that Bitcoin Cash hit like 0.4. That's like, yeah, it was great. It was actually a great coin to trade, because it hit 0.4 and then it hit like 0.28 or 0.32 or something like that, and it did it all within a few months. And I traded the heck out of that coin, and I've kind of been, you know, still keeping an eye on it, because I thought that maybe it was going to take off again, and then, you know, we're just so close to the halving right now that I'm really hesitant to touch it, because, you know, I'm scared again. If I'm scared, I don't touch it. I've learned. So.
Isn't it that when you're scared, you're supposed to buy it?
No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared in a good way. Like, I'm not scared in that tingly feeling of, you know, I finally gonna sneak behind the bleachers with the cheerleader. It's not scary fun like that, guys. Come on, this is like scary, as in I'm walking under something really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, the risk reward is, I mean, there's not a ton of upside to these things. There's a lot of downside. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself, Chamber.
You think? I think the upside is that you're contending against Bitcoin.
Well, I was going to say, just in terms of like the top 10, right? Like, I think I kind of feel the same way. Of you know, there's probably trades to be made for, you know, people like yourself that are have the ability to read charts properly and see the moves. But as far as you know, like people like myself that are probably a little bit the time horizon's a little bit longer. When you get into the top 10s, I mean, you take a look. I mean, I do a lot of like history searches on, you know, what the top 10 was in 2016 and 2017 and 2015.
Oh boy,
a lot of those coins aren't there anymore. So yeah, there's just a lot of downside once you get there. I'm more of a, you know, take a flyer on something that has a $5 million market cap or a $2 million market cap.
No, I totally get that approach. I mean, like, Feathercoin is a really good example. That was like the third coin, and now it's like, I think it's like a $6 million market cap or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's like a very like OG way of looking at things. Like I think like a lot of people who were around in like 2014, just like when they talk about the top 3 coins, it's just like rolls off the tongue: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Feathercoin, right?
Name coin, world coin, you know. Whatever Franco is working on would have been somewhere in the top 30 or 40, or, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. This went down the freaking drain. So it had these nice cycles that were very volatile until 2018. It had just been down the shitter.
And still, you know, that chain has been around longer than
me.
Almost anything. Yeah, no, I mean, so I think, and I've talked to Needlepoint about this before, is that I think that there is value in that chain because it goes back so far. I don't know what that value would be. You know, maybe I'm wrong in thinking
the value is 93 Satoshi.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a security value to the length of that chain? You know what I mean?
That's just maybe. I wouldn't.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So yes, for the things that or for the messages that were signed all those years ago, you know, you're sure that they're gonna be immutable. But for anything that happens now, why should it be more secure than, say, signing a message on Bitcoin? You know?
Right.
So with Feathercoin, so that's a fork of Litecoin, right? So what's the consensus there? Is it merge mined with Litecoin now, or what's the story there? Because that's a big factor nowadays.
It was a different kind of script, I believe, than Litecoin. It's been changed a bit. Granted, I haven't even looked.
It's
I haven't
Neo
back.
script.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
so GPU and now FPGA basically. Um,
Yeah, this coin's almost been around for 7 years.
And it's still being devved, you know. So
I'm market buying the shit out of this thing.
why? It's just going down,
Just
dude.
joking.
no, it's on Bittrex, man.
Is it?
Dude,
Yes.
Bittrex is coming back.
I mean,
Don't
the
call
thing
it a
is,
comeback.
I will.
okay. This is like the definition of a proof of work utility coin. This has zero chances of being called a security.
Yeah, and it has zero chances of being a scam either. It's
Yeah,
just a currency.
and it's
Period.
got zero chances of going up as well.
Oh, stop breaking my heart.
I mean, let's be frank. Like, this is just
Ooh,
forgotten, dude. Like, I
that's
doubt anyone is interested in this. You know, nobody
I just
gives a
want.
shit about Bittrex. Ergo, nobody gives a shit about Federcoin.
See, I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have kids or anything, but I see, and this might take place in crypto, but like you see things come back like into fashion. You know what I mean? Like crypto's obviously only been around for 10.5 years, or yeah, 10.5 years now, I guess. But I wonder if stuff will come back into fashion. Like my kid's like all about the '90s, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. I'm old as shit now. But I wonder if like Feathercoin will like come back into style, like because it you know it had been gone for so long. You wonder if we'll have resurgence of like OG coins like this as kind of like a hip, a hip trend reversal, if you will.
Past that hopium, dude.
I don't know.
I,
Yeah.
I don't know about like maybe that necessarily, but if all of a sudden, obviously, with it being just like pretty much just a Bittrex coin at this point, you if you all of a sudden start seeing another surge come out of Bittrex, like their updates go good and their announcements, if their announcements work out and whatever else, then you may see people start to look at coins like this and try and accumulate a position. But as of right now, like there's a lot of coins in crypto that have fallen and been forgotten, right? It is pretty hard to remember, 1,000 coins, and when you're plastered 20 or 2,000 ICOs, it's pretty much all you're thinking about. So some of these old ones go to the wayside. Like, there's just a whack of coins I could name off right now that I can almost guarantee you almost nobody in this chat's heard of, and they were top coins pretty much 6 years ago to this date, right? Like, do you know Mega Coin, Prime Coin, Infinity Coin, Nova Coin, World Coin, right? Like things like that. Aurora Coin,
Aurora coin, Spain
you,
coin. Oh
you,
no.
you know what I mean? And I'm talking like I'm literally listing like the top 20 coins at the time, right? So, if you haven't heard of that, I don't know if it really matters for going farther down the line. 5 years, I don't think the coins that are on the top market cap will be the top, in the future either. It's just, it is what it is. Max Coin, Max Kaiser, that little scammer.
The fucker. God, I lost so much money on that.
I'm just looking at it now. Actually, I just pulled it up, like DevCoin tickets.
Hobo nickels.
Zeta coin, like these are coins like nobody's ever heard of, and this was like the top currencies just 6 years ago, right? So it's just flavor of the week stuff, right? Like ICO coins, as much as people wanted to walk away from them, they still want to trade them, right? As soon as they go down 90%, it's like they don't care anymore that it was an ICO. It's down a lot of money. They want to try and make some money, right? So
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the takeaway for me here is that if nobody gives a shit about it now, there's low chances of it having any sort of proper pump or life again. I would rather be interested in trading the stuff with the liquidity premium right now, where the action's happening. This is just mostly going down 90% of the time, and it's got these little short-lived counter rallies. Yeah, that's not something that I would be interested in. This is mostly just lower lows and lower highs. For what, a couple of years
Yeah,
now.
I think. Well, I think like we just mentioned Zill, right? Which is down probably about the same, if right around there, anyways. And they've got a lot of promising things coming for 2020. Whether they fulfill all of them or not is not my call. But when you start looking at that, it's kind of like times like this when you start to get a push up on these shit coins, you can kind of actually take some of your coins that aren't doing anything and move them into coins that actually have a decent future. And generally, if you look, like a lot of them, one's down 90%, the other's down 90%. It's just a wash, right? You're just kind of moving it across. Feathercoin's just such a hard touch right now. But yeah, if all of a sudden Bittrex started going crazy and
Yeah,
everybody
so I
loves Bittrex again,
superimposed Zilliqa over Feathercoin.
what's that?
I just put them into compare right now. If you look at my screen.
Yeah, they're the same fucking coin, right? So, like, really, I don't know. The one has $500,000 volume or $1 million volume, and the other one has $2,000 volume on the day, right? So,
Yep.
if Feathercoin's ever gonna get a push, we all know what's gonna cause it. So it's like very easy for everybody. We can all just sit back and wait and see if Bittrex does gain any traction.
I think they're gonna.
Well, we know you think they're going to.
Yeah, they keep delisting my bags though. That's the
Quiet you.
Well, that's the main reason I have a hard time seeing people coming back. You had 10 Bitcoin, 6 Bitcoin were delisted. You have 4 Bitcoin left. Are you really sitting there waiting until they take those two, or do you move on with life, right? So that's going to be a tough part. They're gonna have to do a lot of stuff to get people interested. That's for sure.
I mean, it's really hard to come back up from. Like, you haven't been listening to your customers for what it feels like years, and the customers have just
Forever.
moved on, to elsewhere. I I like Bittrex, don't get me wrong, but we will always keep coming back to how much they fucked up by not listening to any of us, essentially. And they just got their um, um, bread taken away from them by all these freaking Chinese exchanges. I don't know, man. I don't know if you can come back from this. Like, Bill is
Yeah, I
not
don't
even
know.
active anymore with
It is pretty
Bittrex.
tough. Like they're, I just actually looked it up. They're 105th largest exchange right now. Like
That's crazy.
they're right beside like the likes of like they're actually a little worse than Livecoin. A little behind Mercatox or whatever. Yeah, it's just not really the place they want to be. And I think the big thing is like there was a time and a place where like altcoin traders needed them, right? They had a lot of markets. They were willing to add some stuff and all that. So, we enjoyed using them before we had the other options. And now that you have more options, it just, once again, I've said this last episode, like I don't get paid my bills by exchanges. I really don't care what Bittrex does. If they come back, great. If they don't, cool. Like I really don't care either
Holy
way.
shit, Lifecoin is ahead of Bittrex. I mean,
Where at its peak, like Bittrex was what, top 10?
it was like top 10 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time where it was probably number one there right before Binance came out.
Really?
And then they closed down signups, and a lot of those new signups, like a lot of people that I know that joined in late 2017, just kind of
Yes.
went directly to Binance, right?
Yes.
They weren't allowed to go to Bittrex, so they just left. So
Yeah, so that's essentially how 2017 progressed. So it was Poloniex. Everyone was on Poloniex, all those 30,000 users concurrent. And then during the Ripple and Stellar Lumens giant pump in the summer, Poloniex got DDoS'd, right? And it just couldn't handle all the people trading there. So the users moved to Bittrex. Then everything pumped. Bittrex couldn't handle it, so they stopped registering new accounts. Remember when Bittrex accounts were for sale?
yeah, that was hilarious. Like,
So there you go.
as if that was actually ever a thing. I think like Bittrex has been through this so many times too. I remember when Cripsy kind of took over there, and they had the chat box and everything, and then Mintpel came around, and everyone was like, "Well, Mintpel's a way better exchange." So then all of a sudden, Bittrex went from like number 1 to number 3, and everybody kind of was like, "Fuck Bittrex" or whatever, and then Mintpel closed down, and then um, whatever his name was, Cripsy owner, big whatever his name was, I forget. Anyways, then he fled the country, and that exchange closed down. And then next to know, everyone was like, "Just joking, Bittrex, we love you." And then they came back again. So it could happen again. It probably will happen again to some extent. And I think like a lot of Americans are really banking on it, because they have very little places to go nowadays. So the crypto space for a lot of Americans is actually like quite a small space right now.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
something
dude.
to,
I mean, like, I'm doing most of my trading on Coinbase Pro, not because I want to, but because that's the only place where there's any liquidity that I can actually trade. And then all of my altcoin trading I'm doing on Bittrex because that's the only place I can legally trade. So,
yeah. So
and
Big
then,
Bird,
but
that's the name. Thanks, Smoke.
yeah, but I feel good about it because unlike the other places where I used to trade, where all my money would disappear one morning when I woke up because they was exit scammed, they have insurance, and that's something that I don't even think Binance has. So, I'd rather take that risk and know that my money is not going to just get big verned. If you want to use an old reference.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just looking at the FTX volume monitor. So this is something that uh, they came up with themselves because they're an arbitrage fund, right? So they're only taking exchanges above $10 million in adjusted volume, and Bittrex is barely making it. Poloniex is above it from the exchanges that we like and use. Well, kinda, Do we like Poloniex anymore?
No.
No.
So let's segue from that into Steam.
Let's go there.
Let's go there.
Yeah. Well, Justin thought he was gonna try and pull a fast one on the crypto community here. Um, Definitely think this was a terrible idea. I can't believe it. I guess for people who don't know the backstory, um, well, in summary, he used Steam funds from Binance, and he tried to take control of the network. His story and the other story don't necessarily match up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know really what I want to say about this coin. I don't really want to say too much. I think CZ fucked up. I think Justin was just trying to be a con artist like he always is. And they all got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. And yeah, that's about it. The biggest problem with crypto is news happens so quick, and there's so much news that even though like this happened and whatever, it was right off the bat, it was like move on, right?
Yeah, it was over before it began.
Yeah, it even in his last tweet, it was like, just like steam on, right? Like keep on going kind of thing. And it was like, you're a joke. And that's the unfortunate part about crypto is a lot of this stuff it's goldfish memories. Everybody forgets really quickly. But yeah, that was probably Justin's shadiest move to date. I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. Like he's had a lot of shady stuff, but this one actually affected other people.
Yeah, so for me, like the first red flag came with Justin's son bought Steam. I'm like, okay, wait, isn't it a
You.
decentralized blockchain? How are you buying it exactly? Like, are you buying a
Yeah.
Steam Labs behind it or something? Like, what exactly are you buying there? Isn't it open source? What exactly did you buy, dude? So, yeah, that was like a warning finger right away from me. Something's gonna happen there.
I do like. There's so many things. I think like basically the whole entire crypto community agrees. There might be a very very small portion that disagrees on this one, but um, it's just kind of ridiculous that he thought like just because there was excess funds sitting there that he should be able to use this fund. I think it was Donald put a comparison up to saying, well, if American voters, if they used leftover votes and just put them on somebody, right? So just like, oh, there's 100 million Americans who didn't vote. Here, they're all going to go on this side. It's just kind of fucking ridiculous. So I don't know. I think the whole thing was actually quite ridiculous. And I bet you now that he didn't get his way, he will. I bet you Steam probably uh, maybe doesn't get like eliminated right away or drop right away or whatever, but they'll try and bury this one really quickly. They're going to try and Justin will try and get rid of that. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
uh,
Maybe it gets listed on Poloniex now.
yeah, it's not on Polo, eh? It used to be.
It's not anymore.
It was probably going to get added back as if he got his way, but since he didn't get his way, it's going to fall apart. But yes, yeah, it's Steam It the app. I see that in the he bought Steam It, not Steam. Yeah, I know. He bought the decentralized app.
Excellent. Good for him. I mean, yeah, this is just such a freaking mess. I mean, in the first place, Steam as a coin doesn't really have anything why I would want to buy it. Um, like from a fundamental perspective, it doesn't really have any organic buy pressure beyond the fact that you can stake it.
Yeah, I think a big thing was they didn't really get the traction that they wanted on their articles, right? And
Yeah.
people voting and upvoting. Nobody wanted to burn coins, so give up their coins and whatever. So nobody was tipping, so people were getting less money for their content. And then eventually, content providers were like, "Fuck this shit." So then they decided to leave, and it just slowly was like downhill. I don't know. It's a mess. I have no interest in this coin whatsoever.
Yeah, but everyone knows that tipping economy just doesn't work. That's been known since 2016 or something. Like, why would you want to invest in it so heavily now? Like, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts
that's
there? Yeah.
I think that's kind of like maybe it's like old school mentality, but there was a place and a time where people were willing to like do a lot of donations and help out with projects and stuff like that. But as the price of Bitcoin continued to rise, nobody wanted to give up their Bitcoin just for no reason, right? And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't plan on holding the coin for long enough that by the time they want to dump their bag, their donation would mean anything. So a lot of those type of things, they just don't work. It's just not like this type of, I don't know, ecosystem now. But there was a time when like tipping and stuff was huge. When it first got implemented on Twitter and stuff, people were throwing money back and forth all over the place. But yeah, that died off quick.
Another one of those failed token models, essentially. So, we are actually nearing an hour already, somehow. I don't know how. It's just so easy to talk about shitcoins.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, one last round of Maybe something you want to mention? Let's start
Sure,
off.
someone give me something out of the troll box and I'll mention it. Something that interests me, and I'll talk about it.
Chamber, something you want to mention?
Like coin wise.
Yep. Or not even coin
Uh,
wise, like just mention, like give a shout out, shill something you want to shill.
I mean, you could, if anybody wants to listen to my ramblings, they can check out Rec Podcast. We're on all the platforms, including CoinHQ.tv.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun. Me and my buddy Bunchu, we have more fun than talk crypto, but there is some crypto talk, but mostly we just have some fun. So it's if you want a little bit more of a good time as opposed to a in-depth analysis, that's the place to check.
So is shitcoin talk in-depth analysis or a good time?
Both. I think shitcoin talk is a nice combination of the two. I think you guys have we have some smart people on here, but we also have a good time. So I think it's a good amalgamation of the two.
I think we have also stupid people on.
Wow.
Hey,
Well, the guy. I
only
mean,
me,
most of the
dude.
time, Dumb's here.
All right, Ryan Torker, how about you, mate?
Oh, I don't know. I could. I'm going to take a minute to shill Coin HQ too. Check it out. We've all been working hard on that. I'll shill my own podcast, which I call the Crypto Show, where I get drunk by myself and do lonely, weird things in the middle of the night.
It's very
And
entertaining.
yeah, and the other thing I'll shill, which I think is important going into this new alt season, we're going to have more people coming in, is a wonderful podcast I've been listening to at the gym called The Missing Crypto Queen. It's on BBC, and it's about OneCoin, which was a really nasty scam, which scammed billions of dollars out of regular, normal people. So I think anybody that has any interest in cryptocurrency investing really should listen to that, and also look into stuff like BitConnect, especially when considering when you're seeing shady shit like Steam and, some of the shady things that have been going on. Educate yourself as to how these scams have worked so that you do not fall prey to them moving forward. So that's me.
Need a coin? Need a coin? Something you want to shill, buddy? Towards the end?
No, I you know me, I don't like to shill here at the end.
He wants to shill 1,000-piece puzzles. That's what he wants to shill.
Get back to my damn puzzle now. You guys are done. But no, I think like right now, it's kind of like we went back 3 years. There's a lot of coins that are decent projects, maybe not the best project, but they're interesting. They're innovative. They're new. But they're only on 1 or 2 exchanges right now. So without shilling those projects and where they are, I just want to say like there are a lot of low caps out there. Like you gotta start to look at some of these coins. Coin that's worth $100 million and the coin that's worth $2 million. They're most likely doing the exact same thing. That there's not that much that a lot of these coins are doing. So it kind of comes down to just finding the project that you're interested in. I've been fucking around on a couple exchanges. I really hate doing it, just buying these coins that are only on 1 exchange. I feel like I'm going to get bit tricked, as we call it nowadays. But I think that if I grab enough of these low caps that are actually doing something, eventually they're going to hit someone's radar. We had that Cody come on to Binance here recently, didn't they?
Yeah.
Last week or something. So I forget what I made on that, but that was a pretty good gain. But yeah, you're just kind of looking for coins like that. There's a lot of coins that just don't have the attention right now that maybe they could, and they are such low market caps. So I'm going to continue to pick away at those, and I am really hoping you guys eventually come and find me. But I've got patience like a motherfucker, so I'm not in any rush to just chill where it is or what it's doing. I just kind of want to keep accumulating. I missed out on a coin that went up I didn't miss out. I got 0.2% of my portfolio involved in this coin, but it didn't dip enough. Then it shot up 135% this month or something like that. So there are a lot of coins that are around that 1 to 10, even $15 million market cap range that are moving right now. And most likely you're not even seeing it because you're looking at a few select coins on a few select exchanges. So anyways, just go out there, do some research. There's so many coins. Don't waste your time.
All right, man. Thank you. So I guess two mentions from me. One would be Haven. I'm really liking Haven here, just because it's compressing so well. I mean, this is not much to say here. This is just been going on since the start of this year. I think it's got nowhere to go. In terms of down, you're clearly defined. In terms of up, you're not really. So yeah, I've been getting it on over here. And the other mention is shitcoin talk itself. I would really like us to have more regular content around these hours. I will try and get Dom to start freaking waking up a bit sooner so we can do this with him, because we all know shitcoin talk is not the original shitcoin talk without him. So my shill here would be that you should be looking forward to more shitcoin talk from now on as part of the coinhq.tv initiative. So that's that for me. Thank you guys for joining me, and we will see you next week, hopefully.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Click the like, people. More likes, more likes, more likes.
Thank you.